All right, guys, we're up and running on this Lectric ONE bike. And it's my maiden voyage. I've done a mile on it. I've got it set on automatic right now. So that's pretty cool. I have the app up here now. So every time I stop pedaling, it'll bring me to the cadence of 45. That's what I set it on, trying it out. So this thing is pretty nice. I brought another battery with me tonight, because I have a bunch of these batteries, so we'll give it a shot. And we'll see how long this battery lasts. I have it in past 3 right now. This thing is nimble. I like this thing though. I don't think it's a secret that I like this bike. I did like it a lot. So I put a phone holder on it, put a mirror on it, and I put a lock on it so far. And I have my Blue Wind seat on it with a suspension seat post that I move from bike to bike. So at 25 miles an hour right now, pedaling pretty good. I mean, nice. Very nice canvas on this thing. I don't know what speed I'm in. I was hoping this thing would stay on the app. So this thing automatically shifts down. And then if I stop pedaling, it shifts again. Right now I can tell because I got the app up, I am in 5th gear. When I paused, I went into 6th gear. So if I slow down, does it shift into a lower gear? So let's see, it says gear 2. Slow down even more. Stays in gear 2. And I just shifted it down. It's going to take a little getting used to, but I like it. When I went down to Lectric and I was riding the one that they had down there, I had no idea that it automatically shifted or how to do it, but you need the app to do it. Right, this thing just shifted up to 6th gear. Let's see, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Nice quiet motor, I'll tell you. I don't hear much on this bike. I tell you, with the suspension seat post on this thing, it rides awesome. Of course, when I rode the one down in Arizona, I had already been on the saddle for, I don't know, 16 miles, something like that. And then I got back on another saddle. So, it was also 100 and, I don't know what it was, 9 that day or something. At 35, 37, 37.7. So we got a little watt meter on there. I got another set of mirrors coming for this thing, more like the ones I have on the Rev 1. Handlebar in mirrors, but I think they're steel kind of motorcycle. Well, I did order them for a motorcycle, so. We got a brake light on this, no directionals. I've got this thing to set to 2nd gear when I take off. You can set it at what you want. You can set it in gear 1. But 2nd might be a good place, but we'll see. I'm gonna be taking off in the flat here. Yeah, 2nd gear is fine. Yeah, I was hoping the mirrors would come today. Of course, I didn't order them till last night. I was ordering stuff at the last minute here. I have the, like I said, the Blue Wind seat on. Don't know if I want to run a seat this wide on this bike, because this is a pretty small bike. But I want to find something comfortable too, so I don't know. We'll have to look around, I guess. So I did override this thing, which is P8. Just put it on 48, and it's only 2 choices. I think it's 24 and 48. 48 will give you the 28 miles an hour. This thing is sweet though. I'm definitely going to be riding this thing a lot. You have to ride one of these to understand it. I've seen a lot of creators out there riding these things and was really impressed with them. So I think Lectric did a good job on this bike. I mean, how nice is it that you don't have to shift? See, I'm in gear 4 going up this hill. It's pedally, so if I knock it down to gear 3, yeah, a little more comfortable. I might have to knock up the cadence a little bit because it keeps wanting to shift up before I want it to. So I can actually change I'm going to change the cadence to 50 and see what that does. All right, I have to hit accept. Now it's at 50. We'll check this out. So this bike, I get it out of the box. You got to put the front tire on. That's it. This bike is 95% assembled, or better. Seriously, guys, the front fender's already on it. The light's already on it. Just a matter of putting that front tire on, and it's got a through axle. So, piece of cake. Just shift it up to gear 6. You know, like I said, this bike, I'm not going to do a lot to this thing. It's pretty much where I want it now, except for the mirrors. And I got to put a water bottle holder on it. Probably put it right there where it belongs. Put the lock underneath. They put a boss on underneath of the tube, which is nice because the lock can go down there. This is definitely a bike that is a good commuter bike. I mean, that's what they intended it for, but it's super nimble, super small. Throw this thing in your car, you know, or I got a bike rack, so I don't need to, but it'd be very easy to throw it in your car. This thing only weighs 55 pounds, I think, so it's a pretty light bike. I figure out what that little click in the front is. And I hold back on the brake lever a little bit. I think it might go away, so it might be the brake just clicking a little bit. See what this thing does on throttle. This thing's got a thumb throttle. I would imagine it's set for 20. It kicks in at 18, at 19, 20, and then it shuts right off. So, yep, 20 miles an hour. Plastic fenders on this thing. I may look into putting a suspension shock on the front. I heard it shift down 2 gears, 3 gears. So now we must be in gear 2. And it's pedaling fast right now. I stop pedaling, it shifts, and away I go. So it just doesn't want to shift while it's under pressure. It will manually shift if I hit the button. It'll shift up and down. I just shifted now while I was pedaling. So we got, let's see, we got another bike coming in. Hopefully, I don't know about this week. I don't think so. It depends. I think it's coming out of California, and I'll be lucky to get it by Friday. But who knows? We'll see. It's the Moon Cool Trike, though, and I got the orange one coming. I always wanted the orange one. This thing is a super nice riding bike, though. I like this. 23 miles an hour is real comfortable. I like it a lot. And I knew I was gonna. That's why I was chomping at the bit to get this thing. I probably would have paid for it. Seriously. I'm sure you guys can't even hear that little click in the front. It'll drive me crazy till I figure out what it is. So I'm gonna click through here, trip, range. They're saying at the range, what we're doing now, the range should be 34 miles on the bike. Checking the voltage, says 48.3. I stopped pedaling, it goes up to 50. I shouldn't have stopped pedaling right before I got up to the biggest hill I was going up. That's okay, we just dropped it down to first gear. It's nice and warm out, like I said. I did bring a hat and I brought gloves because I got fingerless gloves on right now because it is a pretty nice day. Brought some tools, you know, maiden voyage, you never know what you need. Again, another pedal bike. So I got a lot of bikes that I have to put effort in. They're not cadence sensors on them, and I like that. But it's amazing all the new bikes coming out with the torque sensors on them. I do feel, though, that these companies should be looking at switchable. Some of them, Magic Cycle has switchable. There's a couple of them out there. Because I don't think everybody wants torque sensors. They may think they do until they get one. And then they might go, hey, I wanted to pedal, but not that much. I know a lot of people that bought the X Premium. They bought the mid-drive. And then they went, holy crap, I got to work. And a lot of those things went up for sale. The one I had, that was used when I bought it because the man that got it said it was too much bike for him. He couldn't stand pedaling it. So, and he was a big man too. So I told him to get the 3.0. He'd be happy. I think we'll go straight. Like I said, we got plenty of battery because I got the second battery here. And amazingly, the battery they sent me was an 012. And the battery that I grabbed out of my new explosion-proof, flame-proof cabinet with fire suppression was an 012 also. So one key for both batteries. Nice. I know the my X-Peak got dual batteries on that. Same key because I matched those up. But that's by chance, unfortunately. You have no choice in getting with, you know, a certain number or not. And as far as I know, you can't order the locks and change them. So the lake over here to the right. I actually wanted to do the reservoir ride with my wife today, but I just got too much to do. Started out this morning doing the lettering on the cabinet, and that takes a while. I got to print it all. I got to transfer it over to like a transfer tape type thing, and then it takes a while to do. And did that. I got rid of one of the bikes, gave it to my daughter. It's a bike I just reviewed lately. She's trying to lose weight. She's lost 40 pounds, proud of her. And she's looking for a way to get exercise. So I said, hey, take one of the e-bikes. So I gave her the Scoot, e-Scoot, with the one with the 350 watt motor. So she won't be terrorizing anybody. Purposely did that. And it should be good for her. I told her it's not hers. It's on loan. So e-Scoot, don't worry. I can get the bike back at any time if we need to look it over. And I may try to get together with her and do a ride. And that way there, it'll get out of there again. So I'm going up this hill. I've got it in first gear probably. I'd have to bring up the app again to keep shutting off to see what gear I'm in. Gear 2. Nope, gear 1. And if I knock this thing up into pass 5, I'm sure I'd fly up this hill, but I stopped pedaling and it shifted to gear 3. So I jumped 2 gears based on what I was pedaling. And I set it at 50 on the canvas. I'm going to stop again to see if it shifts up again. It did. And it just shifted again. I heard it. So yeah, I'm definitely going to, I was checking out I think the battery mount on this has the controller built into it. Not 100% sure, but it looks like it. But rather than pulling the hole, because I know somebody else to put a second battery in one of these, and they pulled the Pinion motor out of it, gearbox, not motor. And I don't feel like doing all that work, so I'm going to try to do it in the down mount, battery mount. So I've done them before, even with the built-in controllers. I did that on the 630 bike. Not a lot of room in there to run wires, but we'll make it happen. It's because I always run 12 wires. I could probably get away with 14. I mean, the wires on these bikes aren't even 12 wire. They might not even be 14 on some of them. But yeah, this automatic shifting is pretty nice. And like I said, I didn't even know it was automatic shifting until I did some more research on it. Going up hills though, you want to keep pedaling. And if I lay off pedaling, I scrub off 2 or 3 miles an hour when I stop pedaling. So that's kind of working against climbing the hill. So I've been shifting it down by hand here. So this is going to end up being Saturday's ride. So at least I know I got my ride in this week, which makes me happy. And it'll free me up. I have to do that review on the Ingwe. I'm going to sit down tonight and start doing it. I've also got to start doing the videos on the electric bikes that you guys know that I went to see but don't know about yet. So I want to have those ready. November's going to be here soon, and I want to be ready for it. And I've got to do some creative stuff with that because I didn't have the proper miking to do that. I've got some issues. I actually have one going over one of the bikes where I had the wrong mic on. I had 3 mics with me. They all look the same, and I really should label them. But I didn't. So I had the wrong mic on. So all I can hear is the camera mic's on. So you can hear me talking, but it's way in the background. I don't know if I can bring that audio up enough to salvage it, or whether I'm going to have to do a voiceover, which is going to look stupid because it won't match my lips. But I don't know. I've done worse before, I guess. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a rider for sure. This is not a bike that's going up for sale, I can tell you that. They would have to come out with another new one bike. And I knew that going into this. I know it's the first day I've had it, but I already knew I wanted this bike. This thing's special with this Pinion gearing on it and the drive belt. Probably definitely use this bike in the winter too, so we don't have to worry about the chain rusting. So I do have the Expedition. I got that thing out probably a month ago, and went over that bike, got it ready for this winter, so it's ready to go. Just got to drop the batteries on and go. Like I said, we'll probably use this bike too, and I don't know what else. Might be all electric bikes this winter. Who knows? I got the all-wheel drive Envia, which that bike's not going anywhere either, so that's my travel bike, all-wheel drive. That's a nice bike to ride. Good overall speed, awesome torque. So the battery's down to half gone at this point. Let's see what the voltage says on it. 48.2, so brakes are good on this bike too. No noise. I don't know if you guys can hear that eek every time I stop and then it shifts. So this bike came in UPS. So they switched to UPS. I think I said that to you guys. And I took pictures of the box. There was one tiny hole in it. That could have happened before FedEx got it, before UPS got it. And it, no effect at all. I mean, it was tiny. I don't even think it was a hole through. It was just a little damage to the box. And I'm talking like 1 inch. They definitely take much better care of their stuff. They all come with yellow tape on it warning the drivers that they're over, I think it says 75 or 50. I don't know what it says. But that tape usually comes intact too, so it's not like they're dragging it and stuff. I just think they had taken much better care of it. Maybe they knew that they're pretty dissatisfied with FedEx beating the things up. And maybe they're trying, purposely to take better care of it. I don't know. I like my FedEx driver, so he usually stops and talks to me about the e-bikes. He's interested in one. I've talked to a lot of people lately that are pretty interested in e-bikes. I keep telling them, come on over and ride them. And they never take me up on it. So if we put that, there's only a 14.6 battery on this thing. So if we put that 30 amp hour battery on that, it gets 46 amp hours. That'll be nice. This dog, every time I go by here, always wants to come and get me. But he's got one of those wireless fences. So I considered putting a BMX bar on this bike. I don't know if I will. But David, brand new, I met him when I was down at Lectric. And he told me to hit him up and he'd send me, I've already bought a free bar from him. He's like, oh, you paid for it? He's like, hit me up and I'll send you out another bar. So I may hit him up. and that'll be a folding bar on this, but it'll be a BMX bar. So I just went around a corner and I touched my foot on the ground. These pedals are pretty low, but you shouldn't have your pedal down on the inside when you're in the corner anyways. But I was pedaling through the corner because I was taking off from a stop. I don't think we've done this run in a while. I was going to take off today and just ran out of day. I was hoping to throw the bike in the car and go somewhere so you could see the foliage. Just isn't enough hours in the day. I gotta retire. I said to my daughter, I says, well, what do you want? Do you want a bike or you want a trike? She says, I want a bike. So, and I was thinking about giving her a cargo bike because she's got a 9-year-old, and she says, Dad, I don't want to cart my kid around. I want some, me time. I said, I get it. I think I got her the perfect bike. Like I said, I'm gonna, get in touch with her and say, hey, you want to ride today? We'll hit the rail trail or something. And that bike's got skinny tires though, but it did pretty good on the rail trail. Tell you, the one unattractive thing on this bike is the front fender on this thing. It's got kind of a goofy bracket on it, but it's a solid fender. It's a little bit longer for a front fender, and I think that's why they had to make the bracket the way it is, but it ain't no big deal. My cyber bike fell over for whatever reason last night. There was no one near it. It just fell over. And put a scratch in the fender on the Ride One Up, which kind of pissed me off, but whatever. I can always repaint it if I really want to. And that bike's not going anywhere yet. If I replace it with something fast next year, I want to get another one similar to that, and then I'll probably move that one along. I'm waiting for some bikes to be released. There's some promises of some bikes coming out that I know about, and I want to see where they are, see if I can get a deal on them or for free, whatever. So I showed my wife a house on, I think it was Redfin, whatever. I said, Hannah, this is kind of what I'm thinking. I go, the house isn't great. She looked at it. She goes, yeah, this is exactly what I want. A ranch, not too big. Huge garage. Oh, man. I could probably, they got it for $375. It's been sitting there for a while. I probably could make an offer of $350. And they'd probably take it. My wife's like, do it. And no, we're not ready yet. And that's in North Carolina. And it's 4 hours from my wife's friend's house. So that's why she's really excited about that one. It has a, I believe it's a 40 by 50 or 60. It's a wooden structure, but it's a big 2-story shed, and it has like 10-foot ceilings downstairs. So perfect for me. Get that bike business going. Down to 2 yellow battery bars. So we're in the caution zone, and 1 red one. Well, like I said, got a whole nother battery here. It was about 2 volts away from being fully charged because it was the one that came on the bike. I put the another one on the bike. But let's see what the estimated range is. The estimated range is 9 more miles. It also said we were going to get 35 out of it, and we are at 13.7 miles, so we didn't get 35 miles out of it. But again, we're in New Hampshire, like I said, got hills, 14.6 battery. I would only expect to get 18 miles out of it, maybe, just under 20. What did we have the other day? We had that 10 amp hour battery on that. I had to put a lot of effort into pedaling that thing though. But that Radio Flyer, I think we got 20 miles out of that thing, if I remember right. But that had a torque sensor, and that was tough. That was definitely one I had to crank on pretty hard. So not all torque sensors are created equal. No bell in this bike yet. I'm going to have to order a bell tonight. And an air tag. Christ, I bought a 6-pack of air tags, I think it was, and they're all gone. So I put a mirror on the bike for my daughter. I put a phone holder on it. I was going to put a lock on it. I forgot. This thing is so freaking nimble. Love it. I would love to get a 26-inch bike with this Pinion set up on it. Or the new DJI. I'd like to try that one. And believe it or not, the Pinion is rated probably the worst out of all of them. As far as, you know, which one's better. I don't think any of them are bad, but the DJI is the camera company, yep. Drone makers. The DJI is superior right now. From what I've heard. I've been watching a lot of videos with these on it, so nice not to have to shift. So I said 26-inch bike, I gotta get me one. I don't know, and so the electric bikes, when I went out there, I was kind of hoping that they were gonna have a 26-inch with the setup on it, but they didn't. But what they got, you guys are gonna like. We've actually gained back a battery bar coasting down this trail at a slower pace. What do you think? Should we go over by the airport, make this ride a little bit longer, or not? I think we will. Like I said, I got my seat on this bike, making it nice. Got the suspension seat post on it, and got the Blue Wind seat on it. Like I said, I just don't know if the seat's too big for this bike, looks-wise. I might get something smaller. But what, I don't know. Anybody got a suggestion? Let me know. I still got some smaller Cloud 9s. I could do a Cloud 9 on it. And I think it would look a little bit better. But I might want to do something else. I was looking at was it maybe a Buckaroo or something? I'm not sure what it was, but it looked comfortable. But looks are deceiving. But I got a high rating. I mean, I don't want skinny, but I don't want as big as the Blue Wind. Get a lot of leaves down though. Hopefully we haven't peaked yet. Hope to get one more weekend in, but we may have peaked. We'll stop here for a second. I'll pan the camera over. It never is quite as good with the camera. But we got a little color. Not much. That's why I said some of the trees just aren't, not a great color yet. That bright red one's kind of nice. Yeah, we're down to one yellow, one red. Check the voltage. Voltage is 46. These batteries cut out at 42. I'm almost out here for an hour now. And 16.6 miles. So like I said, about 18 out of the battery, 18 to 20. Running in pedal assist 3. You could get more out of it if you could chop that pedal assist down, but I like traveling along at a good pace. That's where I like to be. Usually pedal assist 3, I run all my bikes in that. Except for the ones with the, some of the ones with the torque sensors, I just run them high. And your torque sensor will make up the difference. You're not going to be going, if it's a cadence sensor, you got it in 5, the highest one. Just rotate your feet and that thing's going as fast as it can for pedal assist 5. So totally different with the torque sensor. So I am going to keep running with this battery. I was thinking about changing it out, but I want to see how far we can go before it dies. So we're going to push this thing out a little bit more. And I think we will go this way, which is going to be farther. Oh, waiting for a plane to come in. No plane's coming in yet. We've been running this strip. When the last time I flew in from Lectric, I did come in this way. So they're going to be putting in a Tesla dealership somewhere down here. There's a new building here. Doesn't look big enough for a Tesla dealership though. But it does kind of look like a showroom on the front, and it's got big glass garage doors. Yeah, this cannot be a dealership. There's not enough outside space. No parking lot, no showroom. There's a new building down here when we get to the end. I kind of thought it might be that building, but then I noticed it was New Balance. So New Balance is going to have a big building here in New Hampshire. And I know New Balance has a lot of their shoes made in Vietnam. So, I mean, it's a pretty big building that's down here. So I don't know if they're going to manufacture in here or what. We just went by FedEx. Now we're going by UPS. So these big buildings here. Yeah, this big building over here is New Balance. So we'll go through here. Why not? Here I am. I'm ready to downshift, and I don't even have to do that. The bike does it all for me. So yeah, New Balance manufacturing, guys. So I guess they are going to be manufacturing in here. Bring jobs back to the U.S. Now they got to just find somebody that works. Can you make them from home? Because everybody wants to work from home. If I could do auto body work from home, I'd be doing it. But I can't. All right, look at the charges, guys. Not as many as Lectric, I can tell you that, but they got the charges out here. And I don't think they're Tesla, it's Charge Point Plus. Actually, we'll do a walk around on a bike. All right, guys, I think you can see this thing with the goofy blue one seat. So tell me, is that too big or what? Think that seat's too big for this bike? Looks pretty big. That's why I was thinking, you know, this is just a small, nimble little bike. I love this thing, I really do. So, there it is, guys. That is the One bike. You've got all kinds of adjustment in this handlebars. It feels really good, so that's why I don't know if I want to even screw with this thing by putting BMX bars on it. I think I'd make the bike look better, but I don't know. I don't want to put a basket on it or anything. I like it the way it is. There's that bracket for the front fender. Like I said, it's not terrible, but it's different. I might put suspension forks on it, like I said. The only problem is, again, I have to measure, but I'm sure this thing's not going to be the right width. And it's got a through axle on this thing, so it's going to be really hard to get a through axle on a suspension fork that's the right size. But I'm sure I can do it. So like I said, it's got a new color display on this thing. Don't know if you can see it. Nice colors, got all kinds of stuff that's neat. Put the phone holder on it. This is your shifter here, which, you know, you guys have seen before. It's got unbranded brakes on it. They did put the these locking grips on it, which is nice. It's nice. I like the whole thing, you know. And they put the lock under there, the smart shift. Really nice bike. You got plenty of bosses. I see there's another boss there. I'd probably put my water bottle there. That way there wouldn't kick it when I got on a bike, because I swing more towards the front. So if I put it here, it would be better. And like I said, threw the second battery in here today. But I'm going to try to run this one out. So we'll do that first. Nice, quiet bike. Got 20-inch, 2.5-inch tires on this thing, street tires. We got a brake light on this. We got a running light on this thing. And pretty happy. So I'm going to run my battery pack on the back. Like I said, 30 amp hour battery on it. It'll fit right in a pack like that. Probably, the one I have it in is a smaller pack than that. This thing's got pannier bags and everything else on it. So, but that's it. The Pinion gears on it. Nice bike. All right, we gained back that third bar again. So now we get a red, 2 yellows, and a green, but that green will fall off fast, I'm sure. Come to stop at the stop sign here, because I don't want to hear people yelling at me, and we will go through. Even though I could see way down the road, I get yelled at way too much for going through stop signs, so I've been trying to make an effort of not going through them anymore. So that one green bar's already come off just from taking off, but we're about to turn 19 miles since we left. And to be perfectly honest, the battery that I grabbed for this thing, it was full, but it's probably wasn't topped off because it's been sitting for a while. down to 1 bar. So we shaved off 2 bars so far. But we are at 19.1. So we will get a good 20 miles out of this battery. And probably a little bit more. This is just, I can't even tell you how nice of a bike this thing is to ride. I also love the fact that the battery's external. I really like external batteries. I could take this thing home with 2 dead batteries and grab two batteries that are already charged, because I got a bunch of these electric batteries, and we have officially hit 20 miles on this odometer. Check the mileage against the GPS too. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's off a little bit. It's off by about a mile, I'd say. 21. Yeah, typically with these things, it's the same. The higher you go, the worse it gets. Which I found that with electric to happen a lot. It seems the faster they are. But I think when I was going through the P settings, it was set at 24. So we're in the red again, down to 1 bar. I feel like I'm making a little bit more effort than I probably should. So this battery's probably running out. At 21, let's see if we can get 22 out of it. Yeah, I don't know, if this thing really does need a suspension fork on it. I'm gonna look into it though. Take some measurements. But we are at 22 miles. We've made it to 22 miles. So I tend to think that the last red bar is a fake bar. And the voltage is at 24.32. So she's down here. At rest, she picks back up to 23.9. 23 miles. Can we get 24 out of it? And we gain back a battery bar. It's a battery that just keeps giving. The voltage is sitting around. It climbs right back up though when you get off it, but it's 43.3 now at rest. And I saw 41.9, 42. So she's about to conk out, that's for sure. So we're at under 41 volts right now. It's hanging around 41.7. So we're gonna change out this battery. So what do we end up with mileage on this thing? I gotta push it. I want to see if we can get 4 more tenths out of this battery. We'll hit 25. Yeah, not a lot of poop in this bike, that's for sure. But I still want to see if we can hit the 25, just so we can say we hit 25 with it. I mean, I'm in pass 5 doing 10 miles an hour, and I'm pedaling pretty good, so there ain't much there. But it is still sucking me along. And it's still shifting, so. But this is a pretty light bike, so this thing can be pedaled by itself pretty easy too. Just gotta make 1 more tenth, guys. 24.9. See if the throttle's still here. Yeah, we still got throttle. It's throttling at 17 miles an hour, 18 miles an hour, 18.3. And we're at 25 miles, guys. And I will change out the battery on this. I'm going to actually venture up this road too. So the trip will go back to 0. So we were at 25, we know that. I think that when we go over to that dam, I think we're going to be on the other side of it. I've never gone up here before, but so we're on a dirt road, very hard packed, but this thing's going along no problem. I expected it would. The water's low, for sure. Well, we get to do a little trail riding today. Trail riding on the One bike. You can probably put bigger tires on this thing if you wanted to. I don't think I would. I like it with what it's got. And these 2.5-inch tires aren't bad. Sometimes I think we've gone a little too crazy with these tires. I mean, I've seen some out there with huge freaking tires on it. This thing's not even bad with the suspension seat post on it. Going 20 miles an hour on a rail trail almost. I saw 19 a second ago. It's actually pretty nice. So I have no idea where I'm going, but we're going around this lake. It's kind of nice. Reservoir, not lake. There's definitely a road that they can cruise on, and because you're not allowed to swim in here, so they patrol this. I see reservoir patrol cars all the time. Truck. This one bike's doing great. Not that I didn't think it would. Just think this is a good all-around bike. I may have got my new favorite bike. This is a sweet bike. I can't believe we're doing 22 miles an hour on a dirt road here. So we're normally on that side over there when we come down. How you doing? Well, we're definitely losing the sun here. Just checking out the brakes. That's the rear brake. I think I will turn on the headlight, which will turn on the tail light because it is getting darker. Let's pass this thing up into 5 and see what this thing does in 5. It was right around at 28.5 miles an hour pretty quickly. See what we can do on the way back here. I mean, this thing is zippy in 5. 28 miles an hour like nothing. I tell you, in 5, this thing's chewing on some battery though. Down to like 3/4 now. But this thing wants to do 28 miles an hour on you in 5. Let's knock it down to 4. See what it wants to do in 4. Easy 22, that's for sure. This bike will be a cruiser with that 30 amp hour battery on the back of this thing. I'm gonna have to look into that sooner than later. So in pedal assist 4, about 25 miles an hour she likes, so 24, 25. But we cranked through the battery on that. Let's see if it recovers. So we ate up half a battery in 6.5 miles by cranking in on 5. So more turkeys. Almost Thanksgiving, guys. Run. I think we'll hit the rail trail down here. I got definitely should get home and get some videos done here. It's almost 6 o'clock. One more minute, it'll be 6. I think this light might be pretty bright. I mean, it looks like it has a presence now. It's not super dark out. I guess we'll find out when we go through the tunnel. But yeah, this thing's fine on rail trails. I wouldn't hesitate taking this on a rail trail, that's for sure. This thing is just so nimble. Well, Richard, I know you don't watch my videos, but you need one of these. I think it would be one of your favorite bikes. This thing is nice. It is getting chillier out, that's for sure. What do we get the temperature down to? 62 degrees. Let's see how this light is. Ain't bad. Ain't bad at all. Been out here for a good 2 hours, I bet. We're at 33 miles. Because it was a mile on the bike and we're at 34 now, so. This is just such an enjoyable bike to ride. Hear this thing shifting down? I don't know if you guys can hear that, guys, but pretty interesting. And I wait, it shifts up a couple of gears. All right, guys, we're gonna say good night here, goodbye, whatever. We will see you next Saturday. We've been out on a one bike all day today. We've done 34 miles on this thing, and like I said, see you next Saturday, guys. If you haven't hit that subscribe button already, please do. Thank you, guys. All right, guys, I want to thank you for watching my video today. And if you are interested in buying a bike or something, please check with my affiliate links. That helps the channel out greatly. Again, guys, hit that like and subscribe on the way out. And thank you very much for watching. You guys are awesome. Thank you.